A lot of the advice out there when it comes to social media growth is very generic. It's either you're posting, but you're not getting any traction, or maybe you're stuck in your head. Maybe you are overthinking what to do or how to stand out. If you are posting the right type of messaging, posting twice a day could help you to grow faster. All right, so if you're here, chances are you are a divorced mom, and maybe you're a divorced mom who's been thinking about starting a coaching business of some kind. Maybe you've even started a coaching business and you've been posting on social media and you are struggling to get traction. You're struggling to get growth. You're struggling to get views on your client. And if that is you, either you've been thinking about starting a coaching business or you've started a business and as it relates to social media, you're not getting traction, then this episode is for you. Because I got to tell you, I talk to coaches every single day and I want to normalize something. If you have started like dipping your toe on posting on social media, or maybe you've been posting for a while and you're feeling really burnt out because you're not getting the traction that you want, I just want to tell you, like, girl, you're not lazy. And it doesn't mean that you're not qualified and that you need to hang it up. You're not doing it right. It just means that maybe you are missing a system that's built for the kind of business that you actually want and that you're actually trying to create. And so in this episode, I am going to specifically break down really why your content on social media isn't converting, or even maybe why you're even scared to even start posting on social media. I'm going to share with you what you should really be focusing on when it comes to social media. And then also why this summer is actually the smartest time to show up online and either start a business or grow your existing business. And you guys, I am so freaking excited. I got to tell you, tomorrow I am opening up the doors to a brand new course that I just created called Content to Clients. And I'm going to share a little bit more of that in the show. But if you are somebody who's really wanting to grow in a strategic way on social media and ultimately get clients, then you're going to want to grab this course. I'm actually doing something with this course that I've never done before with its pricing. So this is going to be, because I love rewarding early action takers. So this price is actually going to live on my site. It's eventually going to live on my site as a $297 course. But the way that I'm doing this round of it, and I'm so pumped about it, it's going to be an escalating pricing structure. So if you're an early action taker on day one, when this thing launches, June 10th, Tuesday, June 10th, you're actually going to be able to grab it for just $97. And the price is actually going to go up every single day until it gets to the $297. And you guys, I just actually put the finishing touches on the bonuses, like the free bonuses that I'm giving away with this course. The free bonuses honestly are worth more than what I'm selling the course for. Like I'm talking like a plug and play template. I'm talking rinse and repeat, just systems that you can actually plug in. So just think checklists, plug and play templates, all of the things. Like I didn't gatekeep anything. Okay, you guys, I gave you guys everything, and I'm sharing with you guys, kind of peeling back the curtain in my own business and sharing with you guys some of the exact strategies that I use to grow my business and to grow on social media. So let's then get back to talking a little bit about why your content is not converting, or maybe even maybe this is a big block for you as to why you haven't even started posting content, or when you think about starting a coaching business of your own, this is the part that freaks you out. So, I think that when it comes to, there's usually two camps that I usually see women in when they are struggling to grow on social media, particularly Instagram, right? It's either you're posting, but you're not getting any traction, or maybe you're stuck in your head. Maybe you are overthinking what to do or how to stand out. I have a client of mine, she's one of my absolute favorite clients, but she's an overthinker. She knows it. She is an overthinker. She is a perfectionist, and I see so much of myself in her. But we are working on a post called a Start Here post. And this is really when I coach my clients, I teach you how to create a pinned post at the top. That's really kind of your introductory post. So when someone lands on your page, that's really the first post that they see. And God bless her. I mean, like I said, she's one of my most favorite clients, but she has really agonized over this Start Here post and the amount for weeks and weeks, and the amount of hours that she has spent rethinking, retooling, redoing, talking to ChatGPT to get it so perfect. It's crazy. And she's not the only one. I highlight her because, we just had this conversation yesterday, but I see my students do this all of the time. And so when you are stuck in that perfectionist loop, oh my God, that is the fastest way to just cause paralysis and not do anything. That's not just true for social media. That's really true for anything in your business. And so I got to tell you, like, if you are somebody who is, starting to, show up online, or maybe you've been posting online and it feels like no one sees you, right? It just feels like you're creating all this content that you're pouring your heart into and you're not getting eyes on it. First and foremost, I just want to recognize that that's hard. Right? Like it's really hard to detach the emotion. As you get more seasoned as an entrepreneur, you get better at that. But in the beginning, like, it is hard, right? Like, you're working hard, especially for so many of you, so many of my clients, you're working a full-time job while you're building out your business, exactly like I did 6 years ago. And so I get it that it's hard, so when you feel like nobody is seeing you, then that's not typically just a content issue. I'm sure you're putting out great value out there, but oftentimes it's more of like a strategy and a clarity issue. And so this is exactly why I created my course content to clients, right? This is exactly why I wanted to hand you guys a step-by-step for exactly not only how to create content that grows your following, but how to create content that actually converts into clients. Because at the end of the day, social media is not a hobby. It is a mechanism to grow your business, right? And that's how we have to look at it. So if you feel like you are posting, or maybe you're hesitating to post a little bit, or you're maybe lacking that clarity and that strategy, really, this is what you should be really focusing on in order to really build out your community and get some traction. So the very first thing is, and I already kind of mentioned it, it's clarity. So, when you start a business, and whether or not you've already started your business and you're a seasoned vet, or you're somebody who's just starting out, there are 3 huge questions that have to be answered, and they don't have to be answered perfectly. I think that's the part that people mess up. They think that they've got to get these things absolutely perfect in order to, before they start posting. And that's actually not the case at all. What I always tell my students is the 3 questions that we need to be answering: who am I helping? What's the problem I'm solving? And like, what is your niche, right? And how exactly am I helping people? Those are the 3 questions that really are the foundational questions of any business, right? But it's not about answering those questions 100% perfectly before you start putting yourself out there. I always say, like, you wait until you're 100% sure, you've waited too long. Because the truth is that what you really want to get it to be is like 70 to 80% of the way there. And then you start talking about it. Then you start posting about it. Because where the clarity is going to come around your niche, around your messaging, all of that, around your content, it's going to come from taking action, testing different things and seeing what resonates, and then tweaking and refining. I got to tell you, and I touch on this in content to clients. I don't touch on this, I actually go deep on this. This is, when it comes to social media, I have a strategy that I use in my sales, that I actually use in my business, that I actually teach in content to clients, of really how to use your stories to sell in a way that is very low pressure, doesn't feel super salesy, super easy, low stress. And I mean, I've posted one story slide before and made $20,000 just off of that one freaking story. But I didn't get to that, right? The reason why it worked and why I got so many leads and why I closed $20,000 in sales, literally from one story, a single slide, was because I had a strategy. I was crystal clear on exactly who I was talking to and who I was trying to call in, but that didn't come just willy-nilly. Like, I had tried different hooks. I had tried different qualifications that I was like posting on as far as like who I was looking for. And I found one that really resonates with people. And I know whenever I put this particular messaging out there, it goes apeshit, right? And that's because it's really, really connecting with my ideal client. But I just share that example because, again, that didn't come just overnight. That was literally for me tweaking and refining. So really getting clarity around answering those questions: who you help, what is the problem that you solve, and how do you help them, is really so like ground zero, because that is going to give us the foundation to then be able to test some of our messaging, right? So getting clarity is one. The second thing is really getting strategic with your content. I got to tell you, like, I know that oftentimes we can think that, number one, there's 2 traps that people fall into. They think that, well, if I just post more, then I'm going to get more traction. And that could be true. And that is true if your messaging is on point, right? Then it's like, yeah, it's a numbers game at that point. But if your messaging is off and you're missing that clarity, you're missing that specificity, you're missing really connecting with your ideal client, more of the same is not going to get you there. right? So we have to really focus on really getting clear and strategic with it. So that's kind of like the first trap I see people fall into when they're not being strategic with their content. I think the other thing that I see is a lot of, especially new coaches, they really kind of get stuck on this trap where they think that if they just post more value, like meaning more solutions, right? Giving free like information, more solutions, that is the answer. And I got to tell you, that is a piece of it. Right? Like creating content that positions you as the authority, that is a piece of it, but it is not the only piece, right? We have to have a good balance of our content that attracts or connects, right? Content that builds trust. So that is that authority piece. And then content that converts. Those are really the ABCs of content. I teach this framework, the ABC method, attraction, believability, and conversion in content to clients, because having a balance of that is so important. And not only do I teach you what the ABCs are, but I actually show you step by step how to create each one of those pieces of content. So we really want to make sure that we've got a good balance in our content. And then the third thing I really want my client focusing on is really focusing on a repeatable system. What I mean by that is, listen, if you are a coach or you are a course creator and you are trying to monetize your business, you are not following the influencer model. Okay, this is a business. And so it is a little bit different. And so, being consistent with your content is super important, but also having a repeatable system for getting content out there. And so I teach a method called the 5-1-1 method. And this is a very simple thing as far as like keeping you kind of accountable and on track for your posting every week. But I really like to encourage my coaches to post 5 times a week. Now, listen, there's a lot of debate around this. A lot of like social media growth strategists will tell you like, oh, you need to be posting twice a day. But here's the deal. Yes, again, as I said earlier, if you are posting the right type of messaging, posting twice a day could help you to grow faster. But this is what I know to be true as a divorced mom who built out her business from scratch while working a full-time job and single momming it. I don't have time to post twice a day. Now that I'm 6 years into the online space, I can post 2, 3, 4 times a day, and it's not a big deal because I've gotten so quick using some of the exact strategies that I'm teaching you in content to clients. I have gotten so quick with being able to create content. I can create a post in like 10 minutes, right? But in the beginning, when you're just getting your feet wet, and yes, you're probably overthinking everything. You're probably looking through everything through a perfectionist lens. You're trying to like just, make it perfect. Then content takes a little bit longer, right? And if you're single momming it, working a full-time job, committing to posting more than once a day, I feel like is unrealistic. I just do. I just feel like it's not. And so I would rather you commit to 5 times a week. And in fact, in content to clients, I go deep on exactly like, what does that look like? Like how many reels, how many carousels, like what does all that look like? But I really recommend doing something that you will stick to. So the 5-1-1 method is doing 5 posts a week, 1 story call to action. And what I mean by that is like 1 call to action, whether or not you're trying to do a poll in your stories to do a little bit of market research, kind of learn more about your audience, or you are wanting to actually do a direct push to like get people on a sale, like on a call, right? You definitely need to do 1 story a week. I mean, I recommend being in your stories every day, but like being in your, posting stories at least once a week where you've got a call to action just to really, encourage engagement. And then the last one, so remember it's the 5-1-1, 5 posts a week, 1 story with a call to action. And then the last one is really some sort of a nurture touch point. So whether that is through an email newsletter, whether or not that's through, you've got maybe a private like Facebook group, whatever that looks like, having some sort of nurture touch point for people who already follow you and are in your ecosystem, it's really, really important. So, I think that obviously when it comes to social media strategy, I mean, God, I could talk for hours and hours and hours and we can get super, super granular. But, especially if you are somebody just starting out and building your business, or you are somebody who's thinking about getting started, this is where I want you to start. I think part of the thing too, what trips people up is you start following all of these social media influencers on Instagram and everybody has their own different strategy. And so then you're trying to like piecemeal, different strategies. And what I find too, and this is why I really pride myself in being a very like strategy heavy coach and giving you step-by-step instructions that actually freaking work, because I really do feel like a lot of the advice out there when it comes to social media growth is very generic, and they're teaching you like hacks and tricks, but they're not really teaching you the fundamentals of becoming a digital marketer. And that really is the difference. Growing your social media and getting like vanity metrics is like one thing, but actually understanding on like a high level how to be a like master marketer, how to be a digital marketer. Now that's where it's at, right? Like if you're wanting to grow a business on social media, learning how to be a digital marketer is where it's at. And that's really when I coach people to grow on social media. Again, it's not just about, getting views. Who cares about that necessarily, right? It's more so of what are the other metrics that we're looking at. So the last thing that I want to share with you guys as we kind of wrap up is, the reason why I decided to launch Content to Clients, this brand new course. Number one is a couple things. Number one, I just kept seeing over and over again, so many of my clients going from like 0 followers to like thousands of followers and getting clients within a matter of months when they followed my system that I teach. And so I was like, man, I got to get this in the hands of more people, not just my one-on-one clients. Cause I'm not going to lie, it's good shit. Okay. Like I'm telling you what, it's good shit and it works. And that's what fires me up. My coach and I were talking about this just the other day when she's like, it's wild to me. She's like, but you literally have a system where like you can go viral on demand. And I thought about that and I was like, you're right. I actually do. I know exactly what to post, how to write it, exactly what to do, and it will go viral. I mean, that's what I want to be sharing. That's what I'm going to be sharing with you guys. So last thing I want to share though is the other reason why I created the course and decided to launch it during this time is because summer really is the best time to show up in your business to grow. Whether or not you're just starting out or you're really wanting to grow your business is because summer can be when like most people go a little bit quiet. It's just because like the kids and, kids are out of school and da. But if you're serious about really building an audience and booking clients in the fall, showing up over the summer is everything. Okay. Because the truth is that people are still scrolling, right? Especially when they're like, on that summer vacation, when they're sitting at the baseball game, like whatever they're doing, they're still scrolling. Oftentimes they have more downtime. And so really utilizing this time to really grow your audience and build trust, really create some momentum so that the momentum you create in June, July, it pays off in September, October, right? When people are ready to open up their wallet and are ready to invest in themselves. So that is exactly why I wanted to get this course in your hands. So listen, whether or not you've been posting for months or you are just now getting the courage to start, I just want you to know, like, you don't necessarily need more content. You need the right strategy. All right. The right strategy. And so that's exactly, you guys, what I'm going to be teaching you guys in Content to Clients. The doors open tomorrow, June 10th. Now, remember, it is an escalating price structure. Okay, you guys. So like day one, it's going to be $97. And every day the price is going to go up. So you want to grab this course. I got to tell you, I'm not lying. When I say it's good shit, this is the best like DIY course I've ever put out. I'm so freaking pumped about it because what I've been doing is not just like tweaking and refining my own process, but then implementing it with my client. And now I'm seeing the results and what they're doing and the results they're getting. And I've put this all together in a really, really comprehensive and robust course. So even if you haven't started a business, but you're thinking about doing it, I'm telling you right now, grab the course for $97 because it will not be $97 again. So that's all I've got for you guys today. Thanks so much for joining me, and I'll catch you on the next one.